Everyone, this is Max at MaxCTCG. Thanks for joining me in another video. So in this video, we have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization article. I'm a couple days late to getting to the video reaction, but I do try to get these up pretty quickly when they come out in the community tab, so always check that out if you want to know about the cards right away. We have a new trap card for the Union support we got. It's for like the XYZ card retrains, which are actually really good. And there's been some really cool combos that have come out since I reviewed the cards that I think make them synergize a lot more with ABC than I was initially seeing. It's kind of hard to know that without seeing the combos, but definitely looks like some really solid support. So we'll see if this trap card is good and helps them out. So you have A to Z Energy Load, normal trap card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, when your opponent activates a card or effect, draw cards equal to the number of level 8 or higher light machine monsters you control. Second effect, during your standby phase, you can banish this card from your grave, shuffle up to 6 of your banished light machine monsters into the deck, including a Union monster. So we want to discuss if this card is good or not. Now the effects itself I don't think are bad. You'll be able to draw cards if you have your fusions out. You'll get maybe into more hand traps or other resources. Being able to recycle cards to kind of give you better grind game. I think in and of itself those effects aren't bad, but I think the problem is that this is a win more card. And if you're not sure of the terminology, we always just use this, and probably in a lot of other card games too, that you already have to be in a winning state for this card to work. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not played in a vacuum. Memorizing a perfect combo through no hand traps is probably not going to happen. It'd be better to know what happens if you get impermed or ashed or different things to be able to play. In this situation, the draw effect's only going to work when you already have your light machine fusion out, and if you get hand trapped into the ground and can't get to it, then this card is dead and it's not going to do anything. And the graveyard effect doesn't activate to your next standby phase. So it's also not something you can kind of use immediately for its effect either to kind of get your resources back. You'd have to wait for the following turn. So I think that's kind of the issue with this card. It's not that these effects are inherently bad, it's just that it's going to be harder to pull these off. Everyone, this is Editing Max. If you're enjoying the content, hit that thumbs up button, give the video a like, leave any comments if you have any discussions you want to start, and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more of this type of content. Everyone, thanks again for watching the content. I hope you enjoy, and we'll get back to it. Now maybe in a board breaker format this could be better, because you're less likely to get hand trapped, or maybe just won't get hand trapped to the degree we're seeing in this format, where most decks are usually playing between 12 and 18 hand traps, which is pretty crazy. Very high chance of getting hit with 2 to 3 hand traps in a turn. So I think in a format like this, I don't think this card will see play. Maybe in a board breaker format you could still see play with drawing into an extra card, but then if you're also playing board breakers, the card you draw into is probably not going to be very good, and there are probably better cards to play than this card. So I think that's kind of the unfortunate thing. Another way to look at this is the thrust target, since it's a normal trap. So you can also consider like, hey, if I'm doing my combo and I get hit with a hand trap, is there a good card to be able to thrust into that would do something even though I didn't get to make my combo? Now a lot of decks will have imperm, but you don't necessarily want to play a lot of trap cards in your deck because they're slow. So you might have your one of searchable trap card that a lot of archetypes have. Is that better to get than an imperm? And ideally you'd want to say yes, or at least do something that's different from the imperm that would make it good. And in this situation, this isn't going to do anything to help you if you get stopped. Where other decks have cards that can negate an effect or destroy a card or steal a card, different things like that. So it's another way to think about it. Hey everyone, this is Editing Max. If you're enjoying the content and you want to support the channel, you can check out the TCG affiliate link in the description below. It supports the channel and costs you nothing, and you'll just be doing the same thing you normally do when buying cards from TCG Player. If you're new to buying cards from TCG Player, check out my website. I have a section on it that helps out newer people, kind of explaining some aspects of TCG Player, so that way you get the most out of your money and don't kind of fall into any of these kind of weird things that some people do to kind of push up the prices of cards. If you want to become a patron of the channel, check out my Patreon. It's another way you can help support the channel. We have different perks you can check out, like a lot of archetype proxies you could see on the screen. Every week I put a new one out that everyone on the channel can vote on, and then those go to Patreon where you can print out. You can also join for early access. Some videos will be 1 day early access, others that are in a longer series could be weeks out in advance where you can get the entire thing at once. Everyone on YouTube has to wait week by week for all of the videos to come out. You can also join for a exclusive Yu-Gi-Oh! Reaction series where I watch through the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime and we can have a discussion in the comments and kind of watch through it together as well, plus other perks coming out in the future. Everyone, thanks again for watching the content. If you disagree, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. Again, I don't think the effects are necessarily bad. I think the problem is that in a vacuum, this could work, but I think the problem is that with hand traps and everything else, you're not going to get to it, and there's probably other cards that you'd rather play than this card, especially since it's not good going second. Alright everyone, thanks for joining me in this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.